gamers, welcome back to another video here at ScrubGames, and today we're going over another deck profile, and this time we're going over the red U7 Goku deck profile. So, thought we'll go over a different one, like we'll go over the cooler, I'll get that in the next one, I know the cooler is going to be the next one, but I thought we'll go over U7, so I thought it'd be a good way to kind of like also show really like how you're going to want to put together, because U7 Goku is quite a simplistic in lead, like it just wants to go ham, and like with the whole thing of like being like similar to Zora, if you played One Piece, give like a blanket buff to U7 when it's awakened, it kind of makes it a little bit easier to kind of like deck build and kind of through the process of how you want to kind of like build a deck. So we'll use this as the example there. But remember, before we enter the video, we're on our way to 1,000 subs still, and if you want to help us out, there's a few things you can do. You can like the video if you enjoy the content, enjoy these kind of videos. You can also comment down below if there's any like kind of choices for the deck list that I've put in that you kind of agree or disagree with, like why, explain why, and we'll go over it a bit detail, get a bit of discussion going. And the main thing you can do to help us get to 1,000 subs is by subscribing. Keeps you updated with my videos as and when they drop, and also by clicking notification bells. You get alert to when you get alerts to when my videos drop, and also know either to watch them there and then or at a later time. So, with that out of the way, let's get to the video and go over the list for my U7 Goku deck. I feel it will be a good one. So, we're on Deck Planet. Deck Planet being the best and only deck building website for the Dragon Ball Super Kai game, both for Masters and Fusion World. And you've got a handy little feature here, like we can click on lead and kind of get a look at what exactly both sides of the lead do. Because one thing you'll find if you've come from a different card game that isn't Masters, like it's very leader focused, and not only that, but the leaders have two sides because they flip over depending on what you power up. So like it's got like a kind of a reverse of Pokemon in terms of like game mechanic, where you kind of have your like prize cards up, but every time you would take damage, your opponent doesn't take a prize card. You take a prize card to help you fight back. It's got like a nice little fight back mechanic. And after you get like a certain point, normally currently at the beginning, halfway through your life, so like from 8 to 4, you then get to awaken and power up your lead so you can fight back a little bit harder. Like your powers up, ready to fight back, and kind of like take back control of the battle. And Goga's a really nice one. It's on the first set, and it's got a very nice thing of being a draw leader, never a crit leader. So on both sides of the lead, you got the one attacking draw card. So whenever you attack with this card, you get to draw a card, which is very nice. You gain advantage, you gain extra power. And on the front side, you're 15k, and on the awakened side, you're 20k, like standard with all leaders currently in the game, or the majority of leaders, with the exception of one being Broly. And this Goku, he's got the awaken, like the standard awaken, like most leaders have, which is like when your life's 4 or less, you draw a card and flip this leader over. So you go from being Son Goku to being SSB Son Goku now. So you change an aesthetic, being SSB, powering up in your power, and also you have a new beneficial effect. And that effect, alongside with when attacking, is a nice little permanent of during your turn. All your battle cards with Universe 7 and a special trait gain 5k power. And what it means by special traits, it means that little bar at the bottom of the card, where you see, say, on the Son Goku, it says Saiyan and Earth, it's Universe 7. Those are what the traits are, so if it says Universe 7 in there, and there's a battle card, this leader on your turn will buff it by an extra 5k power. And a 5k power can make all the difference, especially by turning your Biz Boss card from 35k to 40k. Is a big difference, because if you just lift up 35k on a swing, a simple super combo can help out combo it from Awakened Lead, just out combo it with just one card. Where if you're 40k, get an extra 5k power, that requires super combo plus another card. I mean, your opponent's not just out combo one card; they're still using two cards out combo it, which could be the difference between like potentially being killed next turn or fighting back and never swing afterwards. So it's pretty simple. Like the nice thing with this game is like very simple in the lead, it's very simple in the text. Just when it's like it's not like an auto saying like a lot of text of one attacking. It's one thing with masters. It's like they're you separate effects by auto, permanent, activate, and awaken skills. Usually with the auto, you got to have a little bit of text to say when they trigger and what the effect does. Whereas on Fair Dragon Ball, you got some cards that are just auto, like trigger automatically, but then most of the autos have like a they're like little thing instead of it saying auto, it says about when the skill triggers. So like this one it says in auto when this guy attacks draw one. It's just when attacking draw cards. So very simplified instead of text. That's one of the big differences between Fusion World and Masters. It simplifies the text, so it's not like a mountain of it to read. Some of the cards nowadays in Masters actually have a ton of text to kind of go over it. Like one of my favorite decks, King Cold, his fill card basically just simplifies saying that you can play more than one fill card in your battle area while you control this card, and if you want to play another one, you have to sack off the same a copy of the same card before you can play another copy of that card you've already got in play. But so that's got a mountain of text just explaining that. which looks really confusing. It's just difficult to kind of make sense after reading it just once. You have to read it a few times. Whereas for this game, the effects are a lot more simplified to save on space. Lastly, we got the alt art version of it being like a really nice looking one. And so the aim of this deck is just to be like very aggressive. Like with this deck, you want to be very aggressive, just push through because all your cards are getting an extra 5k boost. They're hitting a lot harder than they would normally on your opponents. Certain cards that would maybe just be shy of attack, like potentially forcing damage on Awakened side, now kind of forcing Awakened side, and ones that could already been a bit of power, like turning your SR from 35k to 40k. But it's a big difference, meaning more cards to help combo out of it. And also meaning you don't have to put rather than combo 5k to actually make sure your opponent's dropping 2 cards. Just do it without any combo, means you're saving cards at hand to help push through ever swings or even defend using cards instead. Because one of the negatives of red is that most of the good cards, like some of the SRs and stuff like that, like all the majority of the SRs and secret rares are 0 combo power, and some of the other cards, like the good cards in red, are kind of low combo power, like 5k. There's not many 10ks that are actually great to use. But lucky for U7, the Goku, there's some good 10ks to put in, and some really nice things to go for. So, since the end of the game is to awaken as soon as possible, so you can get that benefit of your lead side, get like not just drawing a card, but also getting a big boost to your battle cards, kind of put more pressure on. Then you want to kind of awaken quickly, and one of the best ways to do this is Roshi. Roshi's a 1-drop 5k power with 10k combo, so a nice bit of combo power to help defend and combo as well. And I'd really use to activate main, where just once per turn, by taking a card from your left to your hand as the cost, so by taking a life. During the rest of this turn, the next time, so the first time after using this effect, you activate a extra card from your hand. You reduce the cost of it by 1 red, meaning you reduce it by one specified red and the actual 1 cost. So the one thing with this is you can't stack up. So if you've got an extra card that has a 2 energy cost of 2, but only 1 red little dot next to the cost, so if in the top left corner, you got the cost of the card and a little dot to show how many energy it needs to be red. If you got an extra card that has 2 costs and only 1 red pip, you could only use one of these effects if you have 2 copies of the card to reduce it down, because once you reduce down the red pip, there's no more red little dots to reduce. You can't reduce it down any further with this effect if you have a second copy, because it reduces not by just 1 energy, but 1 red energy. So that's one thing. We play 4 copies of this because you want to see as soon as possible get it down, so you can start awakening without one about your opponent attacking to us, awaken quickly, so you start powering up through and gaining more cards as well. And the nice sort of thing that goes with this is we run 4 copies of Assemble represents the Universe 7. So this is the Universe 7 version of the card, so both Universe 6 and Universe 7, both sides are red, have one of these cards as like a battle trick, plus a searcher. Because you've got to activate main, which is look at top 5 cards of your deck, add up to revolt to 1 Universe 7 card among them in your special traits, and add to your hand, then put the rest of them on the bottom of your deck in a random order, meaning like shuffle them onto the bottom of your deck. Because the one thing that's different another thing that's different in Masters compared to Fusion World is Masters you can shuffle your decks. If you bottom deck anything, you can shuffle to kind of find it a little bit quicker, like sooner, so you haven't really lost it. Whereas in this game, there's no shuffling your deck. So once you put a card to the bottom of your deck, unless you control through it fast enough or manage to do more such to put more cards underneath it, kind of higher it up for your deck, you're never going to see that card again. So be careful what you pick off of this. You can pick any Universe 7, so it doesn't worry about cost. So any Universe 7, you get your boss card, super combo, cantrip, useful battle card, self awakener, you name it, and never copy itself, because remember extra cards in this game do have traits as well, so you could look for never copy of itself, and you just add it. So you should rarely ever whiff off this. You should never rarely be showing off any more 5 non-Universe 7 cards. You should be showing out. You should be at least 1 Universe 7, even if it's one you're not looking for. You still don't neg off the card then. And one other thing you can use is the one that puts the Universe 7 extra card above the Universe 6 one, is that its activate battle is during your turn, where the Universe 6 one is during your opponent's turn. So that means the Roshi's effect reduces the cost of it by 1, making it essentially free. You can use either for not just for the searcher like you could with the Universe 6 one, but also you can use the battle trick to be offensively 15k stronger using the activate battle. Because the activate battle is in your turn, you choose your leader or one of your battle cards, and it gets 15k power for the battle. So having the fact that your Roshi reduces the cost, you can either use it as free searcher for the turn, or swing and use it as a free 15k boost to power up when you swing, especially if you've got something that's double strike or anything like that. Really handy to put extra power for free without using energy, so you can use energy for other things. So you pay 4 of each one because the 7 represents unit 7 is not only a really good searcher to go in time with Roshi, but also a battle trick later game if you don't have Roshi but still want to push more power to kind of finish off a game. For 1 energy 15k, it's quite nice. It's got kind of dual use as well. So you have 4 copies of each. Because you've got both these in your opening hand, you're going to go Roshi, use the effect, take a life, then use the Searcher for free to kind of find from the top 5 Never Universe 7 card, add to your hand. And also we want more self-awakening, because remember the name of the game is to awaken as quickly as possible, to get a benefit of giving all your battle cards at Universe 7, because that's what the majority of your cards are going to be. 5k boost to put more pressure on, so you have more cards. And the more quicker you awaken, the more benefits will draw on every card and pushing through. And if your opponent's not awakened but you are awakened, if they want to try and push pressure in your lead, they got to start comboing up, which they're using up cards where you're not, but you still got to combo out of it, so you do have to be aware of that. But we've got another little package of 4 Android 18, 4 Krillin, and 4 Android 17. So Android 18, we play 4 copies of each of these because once again they're all 10k combo, and even they look weak, being 15, 15, and 20. Remember, on your turn, your leader boosts them. So Android 20, Android 18 is going to be swinging at 20k when you're awakened, which pressures the awakened leader separately. And Krillin's going to be also Krillin's going to be 25 because not only does he gain 5k from the leader, but he gains 5k from himself. Because he's got a permanent where during your turn he gains 5k power, so he's going to be 5k boost from himself to 20, and then another 5k from lead being 25 for 2 energies, pretty nice. And you've got Android 17, which is 20k boost at 25 with leader, and then he's got a nice little benefit of during your opponent's turn, he defends himself a little bit easier because he's then 25 during your opponent's turn, because his permanent is during your opponent's turn, he gains 5k power, meaning that Krillin is more offensively powerful by boosting himself as a leader, but then Android 17 boost by lead to be 25, but then defensively boosts himself to 25 to make it harder to attack in. Because the higher power card is, then the more you're going to have to be comboing up the swing into it and get rid of it. To get rid of it if you don't have effects to get rid of it. They have 4 copies of these because it's a 10k combo to help defend. Because as I said, red does lack in some combo power sometimes in some games. If you have too many of the big, like the really big good cards, they have like the better the card is, the less combo power it has. So it makes it harder to like if you're pushing damage defending with all these zero combo cards in hand with 5ks, where these are all 10k to help defend a little bit, combo a little bit easier, and like push pressure. And the nice thing about Krillin and Android 17 is just like Roshi to help you awaken quicker by both having on-play effects where you add up to 1 card from your left to hand. So when you play the card, you can take a life if you want to. This helps you get like when you get if you're like higher than 4, you're gonna be wanting to take a life to kind of get close to awakening. Then when you get 4, you don't because they're add up to 1. If you're awakened at 4 or less life, you don't have when you play anymore, you don't have to take a life because it's optional because it add up to 1, meaning you can use 0 or 1. And then Android 18 adds a little bit of consistency trying to find these guys, because her on play is you look at top 5, you look at the 5 cards on top of your deck, reveal up to 1 either Krillin or Android 17 card and add to your hand, then place the rest of the bottom of your deck in a random order. So this kind of does the same thing as the Assemble representative Universe 7, but it's a little bit more expensive in 2 costs, but the benefit of that is even though it costs double the amount of the extra card, it's not as dead as the extra card can be, where the extra card if you're being attacked, you can't use it defensively. Android 18 you can, and Android 18 comes in the body at 15k, boost to 20k with the lead. Then I put some pressure on, and it's good combo power. So this nice little package here of these awakeners help you like have a more consistent way to awaken, and also put some pressure once you are awakened by pushing these cards that wouldn't normally pressure awakened leaders to be able to and put pressure on. And while Krillin is very good offensively, remember he's a lot weaker because when he hits your opponent's turn, he goes back to 15, but on your turn, he goes to 25 to put some pressure on. Whereas Android 17, he may cost more, being a free cost, but then he's easier to defend and survives like defensively a lot easier. So those are the first 5 cards. Then next one we have is our Fruits super combo. Like every deck's got to have a super combo, and because we're focusing on Universe 7 and you got the whole benefit of the leader getting Universe 7, and we got more Universe 7 cards to have Awaken and stuff like that, we're going to go with the Universe 7 super combo because it could be it's Universe 7, so it could be searched off the extra card. That's the main thing, and yeah, that's the main thing. The only really interaction it has with the deck is that it's Universe 7 to find off the extra card, so you want that benefit. So you don't want to use the Universe 6 one, the Cabba super combo, because then if you use the extra card, you see that you can't grab it, whereas this one you can. And if you see a super combo, you want to grab it because red does kind of lack in the troll power. So we play 4 copies super combo because you only have 4 in your deck, so you're definitely going to play 4. And if you could play more, you would. And then speaking of troll power, we play the cantrip. Like every color has a cantrip. Being Roshi, and if you don't know what cantrip means that when the card is played, it replaces itself in hand. And Roshi does this like that. You pay 1 energy, play himself out, and you draw a card. So you place him in hand with a new card from your deck, and now he's just a free card there to combo off for extra 5k. So basically, just helps you filter for your deck, helps you make use of your early turns. If you don't have your ever Roshi or any of your ever cards that you want to play, these are nice ones to play out. Help you fill in your deck to find the things you are looking for, and then just combo off defensively or offensively. So you play 4 copies, because really in this deck you do have some Searcher and some Life Takers, but the only draw you have is in the leader when it attacks, and Roshi drawing. There's no other draw outside of that. You've got some Searchers which you can whiff, and Life Taking, which is then taking your life, which you want to get to a certain point, getting under 4. But any further than that, you don't want to go further. You want to leave that to, if your opponent does damage, you can't combo out, you don't want to combo out, you can leave to take the damage. So far we've got 4 elves, because these are the cards that are kind of vital and help us get consistency, and only unit 7. And then we've also got 4 copies of the promo cards. So this does involve some promos, but luckily you can get some of these copies by this. Like this is the winner one, the gold one, but you can get the participation one, which shouldn't be too expensive. And it's very nice because the effect. Because this one is a 2 cost 20k, only 5k combo, so it's one of the weaker ones we've seen. That with Roshi stuff, this is where like the combo power kind of goes down, where like they sort of stronger effects that and because they're stronger effects, they got less combo power or less in one aspect. And this Goku is very nice because just for 2 energy, 20k, remember it goes 25k with the leader because he's a unit 7 card. And when attacking, you choose 20 opponent's battle cards with 10k power or less and KO it. So this is really helpful, and you always got little weenie cards. If your opponent's playing also cantrips, you can like play them out, draw for the deck, and then using the combo off defensively. This Goku's very handy. Just come down, swing at 25, pop those little cantrips. You have to start using cards from hand to help combo out, rather than those free cantrips they put out to help defend themselves easy. You need 4 copies of it because you want to find some of these, because some decks just nice to pop off those little cantrips, those little weenie cards they've got, and then just basically push some damage to 25, because even then 20k defensively is a bit more easier to combo out than 15k. And then we go on to some of the new ever cards, that more higher rarity cards. We've got 3 copies of the SR Son Goku, the free drop. Now this is really good because if you look at it, it's a free cost, 25k power, and that's the same kind of power as a skillless. Just you lack on compared to skillless in having no combo power. But unlike having a skillless, you actually got a really strong effect. And this is also another card that can help you awaken because it's on play. Is add up to 1 card from your left to your hand, then choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with 20k power or less and KO it. Now, red's the color that allows you to reduce power, but we're not focusing on that. We'll leave that to the DBS lead. All we want to do is kind of like put things down, pressure hard because our battle cards are a lot stronger, put more pressure on your opponents, have to use more resources, like to either take the damage or use more resources to defend, while also basically just going ham and just awakening, putting pressure on your opponent. So what you want to do is just put pressure on with your like boosted cards, and use your combo power to kind of defend that board you've got, so you can then push back with it again the next turn, while adding more pressure from more things you can play out. And it goes really strong because it comes down 25k, takes a card if you need to take a card, which could be really handy, and then pops something 20k or less. Now this could be handy, popping some like small battle cards at the beginning of the game, get rid of some pesky things, just get rid of something that you don't want there. And yeah, this could be very handy. And also with the leader's boost, it becomes a 30k for free energy, which is very good. You're basically getting a 10k for each energy you play, but putting it all together in one battle card to swing and push pressure on. And even then 25k to defend, it's a lot easier than, like I said, 15k. We only play 3 copies of it because this is a card that you do want to see, but you don't want to see multiple copies of because you only play 1 a turn. Until you get to late games when you get 6 energy, you can start playing 2 in a turn. But you mainly want to see 1 to like help you. Like, normally on a turn you want to awaken, but you're at 5 life. Play this, pop something, like take a life, pop something, and then put some pressure on. But you don't want to see too many copies because it's got 0 combo power, which means it's not going to be useful to defend yourself. And if you see too many early games, you're going to lack in combo power and potentially get clapped back, where you can't defend yourself because you've got no combo power in hand due to 7-0 combos. So you've got to be wary of how many cards you put in there that have 0 combo power, because with red, where you have much draw, you can kind of like have a trouble defending out swings when you get clapped back because you have a lack of combo power due to the big cards you've got. So free copies should allow you to see at least 1 when you need to see it, but then not flood your hand with too many of the same copies. And then we got 3 copies of Frost. Frost is a really nice one for red, helps it deal with yellow very well. Like there's yellow's got some really good cards, and a lot of their good cards. You got like a Ginyu package, thing like that, or 20k. And Frost Regis handy card, and just coming down not too bad for energy to go drop you 20k, but it's more for its effect, where your opponent's battle cards with 20k power or less can't attack. Now, sure, in a later game they can start dropping bigger things, but just means in the early turns when you get turn 3, dropping this means they can't start swinging it just 20k's into you to just more force you to take damage while they don't combo anything in, but you have to combo out. And also being a 10k combo means it's not dead in hand as well, it can be used to combo. So we have 3 copies of this because then yellow has a very difficult way to get rid of this because they only have one card to kind of like pop things by effects, and apart from that they're just locking things down or resting things to attack into them. So having this in red and keep in red double yellow and having active mode means your opponent's gonna have a harder time to try to like beat you down with 20k's, have to bring out bigger swings, which cost more energy. So we play 3 costs these because there's no pre-side on this. There's no siding in this. There's no sideboard. There's no side decks in this game at the moment, but it might be in future. And until then, we have to main deck some of the things like we do with other games. So we play 3 copies of this just to help deal with the yellow, make it a little bit easier. And then we get some of the other SRs on the other cards. So we got 4 copies of Sun Gohan Everlessence. So we get into some more cards that I find quite weak in combo power. So Gohan's only a 5k combo, but then he's 20k for free energy. And remember, with the leader buff, you're going to be posting at 25, which is a pretty good way to pressure, because that's then forcing the combo more into 5k out combo on a leader swing. And it's also got a really nice effect as well, which kind of like helps out with both the well, if you play after it, or play the same turn, the SR Goku or the Promo Goku, which is just on play, you choose all your opponent's battle cards and minus them by 10k power for the turn. So it gets rid of, minus everything your opponent's boards. Any little cantrips that are 1-drops that are normally like 10k or less, they get wiped off straight away because they get on 0 and then get killed by game mechanics. And then anything that's just higher out of that, if you put in 20k's and 10k's, means now your Promo Gokus can start swinging and popping them without needing attack and just focus on the leader. We play 4 copies of this because it's just really handy. Just when if your opponent fills up a board with a load of cantrips to help defend out, wiping them in one big swing is really nice. So you have to watch out if you're playing against red because of this card allowing you to wipe out all your little weenie cards that you set up to try to kind of thin for your deck and in combo defensively. Gets wiped by this card, and also because of Universe 7 gets buffed by the lead as well offensively. And then we've got 3 copies of the SR Gohan. So this is another SR, a really nice one. Remember, its 4 cost is a bit more expensive, but it's got critical, meaning that if it does damage, your opponent's going to have to put that card from their life into the drop instead of to their hand. So normally when your opponents see critical, they combo cards out. And considering it gets a boost from the lead, it goes from 30k, which even if you combo just 1 10k, that's 40k, meaning that super common and every card's going to be forced out. Or even at 10k, that's going to require a battle trick or a super combo to out combo like with less cards as possible. Because one of the nice things, like with Dragon Ball Super Card Game Masters, most of the time 25k was the kind of like the best point combo because they're 25 to a 15k lead. The easiest way to super combo combo out is to use a super combo, which in Masters lets you draw a card when you use and combos you 10k for free, essentially because you're drawing a card to replace it, and a never card, which means at least if you go by 25k in Masters, the cheapest you can combo out of an attack is use a super combo, then draw back a card so you lost nothing in hand, and then combo 5k. I mean, at least from that swing, they've used up one of their 4 super combos and still lost a card from hand. Where in this game, if you like super combos don't replace, so at least if you force your opponent to use super combo, they combo with the fewest amount of cards, but they still lost cards in hand. And swinging at 30k in this game, almost all lead apart from Broly are 20k on the Awakened side. Swinging 30k means that they have to the maximum combo you can get on a battle card is 10k unless it's a super combo. And if they're comboing out a super combo defensively, which is 20k, that combo 10k higher swing, which is more because they come out more common power than they probably need to get out of that. They can use means they use that super combo on that card rather than your big SR double striker. And also they still lost a card from hand. Where if they don't have a super combo, don't want to waste a super combo, that's still another a 10k in hand and another 5k at least. So that's 2 cards. Or a battle trick, which means they've left energy open, which they haven't used all their energy offensively as best they can. If you left it open for defense, so it's quite nice. And it's also got a nice little benefit thing of when attacking, choosing some of your opponent's battle cards and minus them by 10k power as well. So if on the turn you play this, you're going to swing minus something either to kill it, or put it within range for the Promo Goku to kill it, or something else to swing into a battle card to kill it easier, because it's weaker. And the longer this card stays on the board, the more it threatens more crit swings, forcing your opponent either lose a life, or use up more cards to defend his swing, but also then having the ability to play other things like your on-play Goku or Gohan free drops to go in tandem with its effect, reduce the power of it, and make something easier to kill from their effects as well. So this is a really nice one, 3 copies of it because you don't want to see too many, but you'll see at least one to drop it if you're playing on curve, and it still has combo power, which is quite nice. And then our main finisher is our 5-drop Son Goku, the 5-drop double striker. Every color's got a double striker, so you prepare it in your deck. It's an easy way to finish. If you think of it as like you've got opponent's got 8 life, you need to do 8 attacks to damage. But then with a double striker, you don't need to do 7 because you do 6 normal single strike swings. And then for the last 2, you do a double strike swing to finish it off in that one swing. So only 7 attacks rather than 8. And while Goku is the weakest of the double strikers in terms of whatever additional effect it's got, it still gets a better benefit in this leader than any other of the red leaders, because same stats as most of the other double strikers, being a 5 cost, 35k, 0 combo power, so this one is not one you want to keep in your hand to defend with early. You want it more for late game to drop it, but it's going to be bad to have it in your hand to defend. But when it comes down, it's then a 35k double striker and would lead if it's the 40k, and that's a nice benefit because swinging 40k double striker to your opponent's lead, even if you don't put any combo power on, the best way they can normally with any other like double striker, if you just leave it 35k, one still super combo on awaken lead, out combos that. It's one card out combo your double strike swing, so you paid this big 5 energy, pay this big card, and they've out comboed it with just one card. But with this lead and this bounce card together, it's a 40k double striker. So when you swing, if you don't put anything else into it, that's a super combo plus another card to out combo it, meaning that you've at least taken 2 cards at hand to avoid double strike swing. So rather than trip out 1 card from your hand, you trip out 2, and if this stays around, you drop another one that's more cards, and they've only got 4 super combos, so you have to watch out for that. But its effect isn't that great because it's on play, it's just uses one of your opponent's battle cards, and it gets minus 20k power for the turn. Now if you've got a promo Goku on the board, sure you can put something from that like 30k down to 10k so it can swing and KO it, so you don't have to worry about your opponent's board. You manage your opponent's board for effects while you just push the leader to force them to use cards to defend, so they lose an advantage game. But it should have been done so much more, but minus 20k isn't that much. Like sure you can KO some things, some little things that you can care about, but big things could be hard to get into, like to get rid of. But you could still, if your opponent's got something big on board, they've got their own double striker, minus it down to 50, so you can swing everything else that's not your double striker into it to get rid of it, force them to either like let it die, or allow you to like lose a lot of hand to get rid of it. It puts a choice on them, but then sometimes the minus 20 is not one thing you're caring about. It's more the dropping a 5k double striker that's 40k instead of 35 to force through some damage and pressure your opponent a lot better. So you've only in this build you've only got two. You've got 2 cards, you play 3 copies of them, so 6 cards that have no combo power. And sure, you've got the assembled representative Unit 7, hopefully using that with Roshi to kind of get searches, or charging it, or using it offensively when you've got a spare energy. So not many cards are weak. We got a fair few 10Ks, but you still have to do a few 5Ks, where you've got mostly 10Ks, but you still have like at least 12 cards that have, well, not 12 cards, but 15 cards that have 5k, 6 cards that have no combo power, and the rest are 10ks or extra cards. And the last card we've got is 2 extra cards, another extra card, being 2 copies of Goku Memoir. Now, if you look at the deck, there's not much that really removes cards, so there's not many things that allow you to, like, you got the SR Goku free drop that allows you to remove something, pop something that's 20k or less. You got the other things that allow you to minus the power of stuff to help it easier remove, but you got nothing that straight out just removes big threats that you want to get rid of. You just want to keep going hand on face. Now you don't want to waste time swinging battle cards and their battle cards to help like just manage their board. You want to keep swinging face, putting pressure on so they're like losing life, comboing hand to defend it, and not worry about the board because you want to use effects to do that. Now Goku has a really good one on it because it does have a permanent that allows you to reduce the cost of it, where if you have no battle cards in play, you reduce the cost of this card in your hand by 1, so you can make it a 1 cost. Now that with a Roshi done before, after common the Roshi off, you can make it free that way. But still, if you have a Roshi on board like earlier, you might take in like a life from 4 to 3. You can use that to make it cheaper, still make it 1 energy without worrying. But it's got a really nice effect. Just activate main choose one of your opponent's battle cards with 30k power and KO it, or less and KO it. Now considering you've got things like the Gohan, the 2 Gohans allow you to reduce the cost link, or even your SR. If you've got enough energy to go with one of those cards as well, you can reduce something that's quite big that you want to get rid of. Rather than waste time just swing into it, just reduce the, like you could just play something, reduce the power, keep swinging to your opponent's lead, and then use Goku to finish off any problem cards, and that's just a really handy thing. like reducing the power of one of your opponents, like if your opponent's double striker, like dropping a Gohan, a swing with Gohan that's probably still alive, to then just go minus it by a little bit and use Gargamel to kill it. It's just a really handy way rather than have to reduce the power of it, swing into it to try and get rid of it, or leaving it there. Like Gargamel is a really good card. It's a lot better than I gave it credit for when I first played, because I haven't played against much red, but when I've played a bit more of it, I realized Gargamel is a really easy, cheap way to just remove cards without having to reduce it so much, rather than have to use other effects like the hit card time skip, which costs 3 energy, but you can remove a lot more different cards rather than up to a certain cost. Kamehameha is just a really big thing when your opponent drops a big battle card, just get rid of it by a battle card, so you can save your swings rather than to the big boss card to get rid of it into your opponent's lead to put pressure while not worrying too much about the board. That is the deck, so keeping it 50 cards because you want to keep it as low as possible to 50 cards. Keep consistency, there's no reason at the moment in the game to have it more than 50 cards because you want to keep your decks as consistent as possible because there's draw, but there's not too much draw compared to Masters, so you want to keep it 50 so you're not like basically having horrible inconsistency with what you want to draw. You want to make sure you got tight 50 cards and think about what you're going to do. In this deck, you want to, with this lead, in this deck, you want to kind of just basically focus on awakening as quick as possible and put as much pressure on your opponent's lead and worry less about attacking in the board and more use your effects to kind of get rid of stuff. So more using, if you've got promo Gokus on the board, you dropping a Gohan, minusing their entire board of 10k, getting rid of the little cantrips you don't want them to have, and then using your promo Gokus to swing and pop the things that are left over that be reduced enough to KO with it. And that's what you want to do. Like if you don't agree with it, you think a different way, that's let me know. But I feel like if you wanted to go with like a deck that like a leader that more controls the board by minusing stuff, go with Beerus because it does a lot better thing. Better ways of doing that with its built-in effect in other ways. But this one you want to just you want to make use of the benefit of giving your whole board a boost and dropping battle cards like in the beginning, dropping some weaker ones that get boosted to kind of put pressure on, awaken you, and then later on you start with the bigger things to get more of benefit and then are easier to defend when they're a lot bigger than say Krillin who's 15k defensively. The Goku and the Gohans are still 20, 25k to 35k defend. So unless your opponent's got ways to remove them by effects, you can use your combo power to help defend them, to keep them there, so you can put more pressure on the next turns with them. So that is it for me. Thank you for watching. If you want to check out the Deck Planet link, the link will be in the description below. But that is it for me today. So thank you for watching. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and catch you in the next one. We do another deck profile on the next one. Bye for now.